The relationship between the United States and China is one of the most complex and significant bilateral relationships in the world. For decades, the United States and China have been entwined in a mix of cooperation and competition, with Taiwan serving as one of the most sensitive and contentious issues between the two powers. Taiwan, an island just off the coast of mainland China, has a complex history that has made it a flashpoint in U.S. China relations. The significance of Taiwan goes beyond just the historical claims made by China. It represents a strategic interest for the United States, a symbol of democracy in a region dominated by authoritarianism, and a critical hub in the global supply chain, particularly in the semiconductor industry. As the military and diplomatic standoff between China and the United States over Taiwan escalates, the world watches with bated breath, aware that any misstep could lead to a conflict with global repercussions. To understand the current tensions, it is crucial to grasp the historical context of Taiwan's status. Taiwan, officially known as the Republic of China, was established after the Chinese Civil War, which saw the communist forces led by Mao Zedong defeat the nationalist forces led by Chiang Kai-shek. The nationalists retreated to Taiwan in 1949, while the communists established the People's Republic of China on the mainland. For decades, both the Republic of China and the People's Republic of China claimed to be the legitimate government of all China. However, the Republic of China's claim diminished over time as the People's Republic of China gained international recognition. In 1971, the United Nations recognized the People's Republic of China as the legitimate representative of China, and in 1979, the United States officially recognized the People's Republic of China, severing formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan. However, the United States maintained unofficial relations with Taiwan and passed the Taiwan Relations Act, which committed the United States to provide Taiwan with defensive arms and maintain the capacity to resist any force that would jeopardize Taiwan's security. In recent years, the situation in the Taiwan Strait has grown increasingly tense. China has ramped up its military presence around Taiwan, conducting large-scale exercises and frequently sending military aircraft into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. These actions are seen as a show of force by China, which considers Taiwan a breakaway province and has not ruled out the use of force to achieve unification. The United States, under both the Trump and Biden administrations, has responded by increasing its military presence in the region, conducting freedom of navigation operations through the Taiwan Strait, and continuing arms sales to Taiwan. In 2023 and 2024, this standoff reached new heights, with both sides engaging in increasingly provocative actions. One particularly notable incident occurred in mid-2024 when Chinese military aircraft simulated attacks on United States naval vessels operating near Taiwan. In response, the United States conducted its largest ever military exercise in the Indo-Pacific region, involving allies such as Japan and Australia, sending a clear message to China. The situation was further exacerbated by a diplomatic spat when a high-level United States official visited Taiwan, leading to a temporary breakdown in United States-China communications. The international community has watched these developments with concern. Regional players like Japan, South Korea, and Australia have voiced support for maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, while also bolstering their own military capabilities in response to China's growing assertiveness. In Europe, the situation has prompted discussions about the European Union's role in the Indo-Pacific and its stance on the United States-China rivalry. Countries like the United Kingdom and France have sent naval vessels through the South China Sea as a demonstration of their commitment to freedom of navigation, further complicating the situation. The role of international organizations like the United Nations has been limited due to the complexities of China's position as a permanent member of the UN Security Council. However, there have been calls for the international community to mediate and prevent the situation from spiraling into a larger conflict. The military capabilities of China and the United States in the region are formidable, with both sides possessing advanced technologies and significant force projection capabilities. China has been rapidly modernizing its military, focusing on anti-access/area denial or A2/AD, capabilities designed to deter U.S. intervention in a potential conflict over Taiwan. On the other hand, the U.S. maintains a network of alliances and military bases in the region, giving it a strategic advantage in terms of logistics and support. Economically, China and the U.S. are deeply intertwined, with both countries relying on each other for trade and investment. A conflict over Taiwan could have catastrophic effects on the global economy, particularly in sectors like semiconductors, where Taiwan is a critical player. The potential for economic decoupling, driven by rising nationalism and security concerns, is a topic of increasing concern. Public opinion in China, Taiwan, and the U.S. varies significantly. In China, there is strong nationalist sentiment in favor of unification with Taiwan, by force if necessary. In Taiwan, there is a growing sense of a distinct identity separate from mainland China, with many people favoring the status quo or even independence. In the U.S., there is bipartisan support for Taiwan, but there are also concerns about the risks of a military confrontation with China. The future of the Taiwan Strait situation could play out in several ways. Escalation into military conflict. This is the worst-case scenario and would involve a direct military confrontation between China and the U.S., with Taiwan at the center. Such a conflict could quickly escalate, drawing in regional allies and potentially leading to a broader war. The risks are enormous, including the potential use of nuclear weapons and a collapse of the global economy. Diplomatic resolutions. There are potential pathways for a diplomatic resolution, including renewed negotiations between China and Taiwan, possibly facilitated by an international mediator. However, the political will for such negotiations is currently low, given the strong nationalist sentiments on both sides. Maintaining the status quo, this is perhaps the most likely scenario in the short term, with both sides continuing to engage in provocative actions while avoiding direct conflict. The status quo would involve continued U.S. arms sales to Taiwan, Chinese military exercises, and ongoing diplomatic tensions. The implications of the Taiwan situation extend far beyond the immediate region. A conflict over Taiwan would have significant repercussions for global trade, particularly in sectors like technology and manufacturing, where Taiwan plays a crucial role. The disruption of global supply chains, especially in semiconductors, could lead to a global economic crisis. Moreover, the situation raises important questions about international law and the principle of sovereignty. How the world responds to China's actions in Taiwan could set a precedent for other territorial disputes around the world, particularly in regions like the South China Sea and Eastern Europe. Finally, the Taiwan situation is a key factor in the broader U.S. China rivalry, which will shape the global order in the 21st century. The outcome of this standoff could determine the future balance of power in the Indo-Pacific and beyond. In conclusion, the situation in the Taiwan Strait is one of the most dangerous flashpoints in the world today. The history of U.S. China relations, the current military and diplomatic tensions, and the potential for future conflict all combine to make this a critical issue for global stability. As the world watches, it is clear that the stakes are incredibly high, not just for the U.S., China, and Taiwan, but for the entire international community. The future of Taiwan remains uncertain, and the actions of the U.S. and China in the coming years will have profound implications for the world. As we consider these possibilities, it is crucial to remember that the choices made today will shape the world of tomorrow.